Hello everybody, Speedrun here, and today let's learn on a very easy step-by-step guide on how to set up your Ragnarok server online. I also want to thank 3 of my friends for making this content possible. Without them, I wouldn't have learned all this. I have wrote a special thanks to them on the description of this video. Alright, so you have set up your server with this or this video, or you already have your own server set up and you want to make it online, so this video is perfect for you. First, you want to go ahead to this MOBA website, MobaXterm, and download the free version, which works perfectly fine with Vultr or OVH. It depends what you want to use. I know how to use Vultr, so I'm going to teach you on Vultr. So you're going to use the link in the description to register in this website. It can be cheap as 2.50 cents of dollar per month, which is perfect for you to test your server. As well, I'm downloading already the fresh and latest version of the rAthena for this tutorial example. And I will have a this setting up Vultr code lines here, the command lines for you to use on the description of this video. So you have downloaded and installed your MobaXterm. That's perfect. Now you go ahead to Vultr and create your account, add a little credit and click deploy. So let's go here to the main page first so you can see how to do it. There's our option deploy server. You click on it. And now you can go ahead and pick the server of your wish. You can either use the first one or second one. The second one is cheaper, but since I want a faster setup, I'm going for the first one right here. It's $28 a month, but it will be slightly cheaper because we're gonna deactivate a function here. So after that, I'm gonna choose general purpose and going to pick Singapore. You can pick the country of your wish. It's as close to your country better. Now I'm going to CentOS and pick the 7x64 right here. Down here, I'm going to pick the very first one, which is already very perfect for your Ragnarok server. And you can disable this function to save $6 monthly. And it's just not necessary for us. So we disable that. Right here, we pick our server host name. So my server, let's call it my server and then private. Okay, you can pick the name of your wish and click deploy now. This should be a very quick installation. Soon you're gonna have the login credentials here. So it's installing right now. After we receive, we are going to add this to our notepad so we can follow along. Also, you're gonna receive a copy on your email. This will cost us just to open 0.05 cents, which is really cheap. And it's charged per hour, so you can just open, test your server, learn it, and you can destroy your server very easy and stop being charged for it. So it's very important to have your server ready to go online so you don't spend unnecessary money here. Now we have already deployed server and we have received our IP address. Let's copy the IP address and add it here to our notepad. Afterwards, you have the root. So just let's type here root. And down here, we copy the password and paste to our notepad. Of course, you will not share your password to anyone. Perfect. Now we can log into Moba. Right here, MobaXterm, and we can start our session. So up here have session and SSH. Okay, so just paste your IP address right there. Okay. Now the first time it will ask you to accept and log in as. The first one you should just type root, then we'll request you the password. So the password is this one. Copy that. You go to paste here, you need to use shift insert. So I'm pressing right now, shift and insert. The password will not display, you can just hit enter and we are logged in right here. Now we can start to configure our VPS. Number one, sudo yum update. You can see above my character what each of these code lines mean, so you can learn a little better. Now it's installing for us our VPS, and we just need to comment this line so we know that we already have used it. Let's go ahead to the second line, copy it, and after this procedure is done, we go ahead and just install the second one and so on. For now, I'm just waiting it install. There's an option, and every time you see this right here, YDN, you just press Y, so this means yes, and you are confirming with it. It's a very quick installation with the machine we have chosen. It should take about 1 minute from now to install all these 24 things that it requires. And after that should be a lot faster for each of these comments. So let's just wait it complete. Almost there. Great, so it says completed, and now we can go ahead and paste our second code. Remember, using shift insert and enter. And we agree saying yes. All right, so now we're going to the third code right here. Let's copy the sudo, paste it, and already comment this line, so we have pasted already. Completed, and we can paste the next line. Completed. Next line. Now the MariaDB. Okay, number 8. So we are going to hit enter and then add the password, and then we're gonna agree with yes and enter 4 times. Okay, so let's copy this line, paste it right here, and now it's saying enter your current password for root. By default, that's no password, so we just hit enter because there are no passwords, and set root password. So let's just see the annotation, and I should say yes, and now it's requiring me the password. So to make sure we don't mess this up, let's make here new password, and then let's call your password. I'll save your password 123. Okay, so I copy this line and I hit shift insert and enter. So re-enter your password, enter. All right, you remember you cannot see the password when you paste it, but there is. And remove anonymous user, you press yes, and then disavow root login remotely, yes. Remove test database and access to it, yes. And the latest one, reload privileged tables now, yes. Okay, that part is successful. We can comment this line as we just finished it, and we can go to this right here. Shift insert enter. Now we comment this line and go to the 9 points right here. Shift enter. And installing for us. Let's go to the next line. It's completed, so we can paste it the next line. Okay, that's very simple one. Now we copy this one. Okay. So far so good. And we are going to the 12 here. We install the phpMyAdmin, MySQL, and installing. Now systemctl. All right. Let's comment this too as we have already input. Now we have to pay attention right here where it says to paste this line. So let's just copy and paste this first. And now we need to copy this. So add this from here until here. Okay. Now we go shift insert, and this is gonna pop up. You say okay. So if you return to the comment, it says Ctrl O, enter Ctrl X. Let's do that. Ctrl O, enter Ctrl X. Perfect. Now we have finished the number 14, and we are going to the number 15. All right, that was done. Now is the phpMyAdmin, and then they're saying yes. And here is again asking us, and we just say yes. Complete. Let's go to the next line. And this is asking us to copy here. And later we have to change a few things, but that's fine. So shift insert config. And let's have a look. Change to this. So you can see these 2 lines is already here. Okay. And is asking us to comment with this hash. So let's go down here. And from here, we need to comment just like that. Line by line, okay. Okay. And now we have to open space here, and in between these 2 lines, we need to paste this, insert this, okay. And then shift insert, okay. And that's inserted. Now the annotation, remember, Ctrl O, enter, Ctrl X. So let's hit Ctrl O, enter, Ctrl X. So this section here is finished. Now we are going to this 18, and that's a line by line copy and paste. Okay, first line, second line, so these are the firewall rules, I believe, and just go there and paste one by one. Okay, so these are done as well. Now we are going to the 19th and copy all below. So it saves us some time. Copy all below here. Shift insert. So it's gonna add all these parts for your server. And when you get to the very end and all succeeds, you just hit enter. So you have the new line to write the code. And same thing right here, copy all below. Let's shift enter and hit OK. Once it's pasted, just like above, we need to hit the final enter to go to our next command line. Import emulator, zip, and extract. Let's do that right now. So you go to Git, download, or just pack your own emulator, but let me show you that you have to, before you send your emulator, you have compiled on Windows, for example, so you need to open your rAthena SLN, and you have to just clean solution before you actually send to here. So let's just open the solution, and I can show you exactly what you need to do before you send your emulator to your VPS, okay? So now it's loading, and it's, I believe, successfully loaded completely. You right-click on this solution and just hit clean solution. So that is gonna basically remove your run server, log server, and map server, and char server. Then you're going to open a zip file, not rar, but zip. And you're gonna drag everything and drop inside your zip file. You can actually return a step and pack this whole folder, so it's easier later on. And I'm doing with a clean server that is already here, so I can drag and drop into our MOBA right here. So now it's doing the upload, and we are going to extract this. Before you do that, you need to make sure you are in the right folder, and to do that, you press LS, enter, And you can see inside this folder, all you have is actually the zip file. So this means you are in the right folder. Let's go ahead and unzip this. And to unzip, if you go down here, you can actually see unzip. So extract file from zip. And if I can change here to file, so it's in English. So unzip file.zip. So we can just go ahead and write unzip and then press space and press R. In my case is rAthena master. Once I do that, I can just press tab and it's gonna write automatically for me. And when I press enter, it's completely unzipped. All I need to do now is click on this refresh folder and you can see that there is rAthena master. So now we are still on the previous folder. Even I open here, we are still on the previous folder, as you can see, ls. And this is not the correct directory. So we need to press cd and then rAthena master, so R, and then press tab, so it writes automatically for us. Hit enter. And now if I press ls, you can see that we are in this folder right here. Great. Now we can follow to the next step. And the next step is, let's go back up here. Okay, import your zip. And this is done. Now we need to add this command line right here, shift insert. And we go ahead and do the same thing right here. Give permission, and then we can configure and make the server. Before I do that, let me comment these two lines so we know where did we stop. Return up here. Let's open our IP address, and we should see a 123 right here. Testing 123, which is perfect. Now I can hit /phpMyAdmin and we should go to this page. So if I press root plus the password I have set right here, we should be able to log in, and we did it. Great. Now we have to create a new user. We can create a new user right now, and let's add user. I am going to say username sun and password moon. Okay. So let's write that right here so we don't get lost later. So phpMyAdmin. So user sun, password moon. And remember, it's just like the offline version. You have to grant all privileges, and global privileges, you need to check them all and hit go. So actually we need to retype the password, and the password is moon. And then we can hit go again, and we have added successfully the user. I don't need to save this now. So if I go to user, you can see that there is sun, and then there is a password, which is moon, and all the privileges. This means if I log out right here, I can go to root, and then the password. Now we can use sun for username, and we can use moon for passwords. So when we enter, you can see we can access any way this. And if we actually leave once again, let's try if it works. So if you use root, and this should be able to access as well. Root and this, you can see that also access our phpMyAdmin the same way. Let's go ahead and create a new table. Okay, And this, let's call this my server. That's the name of our table. And we have here my server. We need to import the SQL files. Let's go ahead and prepare these SQL files. I'm going to just create a new folder right here called Emulator. Okay, I'm going to extract everything that's inside. Right, almost there. So here we have our SQL files, and we need to import that SQL files here. So let's go back to our phpMyAdmin. Under my server, I'm going to click import and choose file. Let's find on our desktop emulator, and right here I'm going to go SQL files and hit main. So let's find our main SQL and hit open. Now I hit go. So there is a little error here. We'll try to fix this later, but for now let's just import the logs SQL. We'll try to start the server anyway and see if that works. So just a moment. So my server, and then import, choose file, and go to logs. Right here, I'm going to hit OK, and it's imported successfully. Let's go ahead and see if we need to install anything else. These two are already installed, and we need to actually make the server. So this code will actually compile our server. Let's go ahead, hit shift, make sure you are in the correct folder. So ls, we are in the correct folder, and shift insert, and now it's compiling our server. Okay, while it's compiling the server, I want to open our config folder, and right here we have rAthena. Let's open rAthena, and here have user ID as 1p1, and that will actually be, if you go to our login, you have here as 1p1. I recommend you changing that. I'll leave as default since this is a quick tutorial. And we have to insert a new user, and this user ID and password will actually just be player for now. Player, and then our group ID is 99 because we want to have GM powers, and hit go. So now we have inserted our user. So if we return to login, we have here player and player. So we can log into the server later on. Now have login IP. We have to remove this slash line, and bind IP, you don't need to care about it. You need to care about char IP. So let's save that and hit yes. So now is still compiling the server, but that's okay, it takes some time. While that's happening, let's go ahead and use check rAthena. All right, so rAthena, our server ID. Okay, let's open this for now. Our server ID is sun. You can either put root or, let's go with sun. And let's go with password moon. So let's copy the sun here and paste in every single line here. and the password. Okay, and our DB. So you remember we created a table here, and this table called my server. We need to insert that name right here. So let's call it my server. Let's copy this and pasting every single one. That's cool. So basically, if you have imported the log or the logs SQL into different table, you should mention that here. So rAthena is finished. Now we are going to the back to mobile and find map Athena. And here we just need to remove char IP and map IP. Save. And still compiling, but should be almost finished. So we will try to run the server very shortly. Let's return right here. Actually, in config, let's remove the pin code. Should be config. If I remember well, was here. Let me check if I find pin. Config, login, or log. Let me check login and search for pin. Okay. rAthena. Yes, so in rAthena, it's pin code enable. You just add the no, so it will be easier for us to log in later. Save that. And it seems like compiled already. Let's try to start this server. So let's return one folder here. Okay, let's go to our code that start server. Start server. So dot slash Athena slash start and start. So we just paste this code right here, shift insert, and is starting our server. Okay, I will be back in a second. Alright guys, I'm back and I find a solution to the problem that we was having when we imported the table. Let me go ahead and quick drop this database. So if I go to the home here and then databases and my server, I can just select this my server and click drop and say okay. Basically, I'll create a new one called my server. Okay, and here I'm going to click here and import. So choose file, and in the desktop and emulator and SQL file, I have picked again the main and hit go. As you can see, there is an error. I have paste manually the missing tables here. That the missing table was storage, and even though I have added the storage there, it was still giving me error. So something going on with the latest version of rAthena, I believe, because today is 20th of January 2024 and was just giving me this error. If you're having the same problem, I'm linking in the description below the database that will not give you error, and your emulator will run just as fine. So let's go ahead to my server, and let's go to this home and drop the database again. So let's drop this. So now I destroyed this whole database, and I'll create again my server. Okay, create. And right here, I'm going to import, choose file, and this time I'm going to my Ragnarok Online folder. And here I have the renewal server, emulator, and SQL file. So I'm going to main, and I'm gonna hit open. And this time I'm importing from a little older version of the emulator, but not that big difference, a few months ago. And all the database is still actually the same. So you can see that there are no error when I import this, which is perfect. So I go import again and choose file, but this time I choose logs, just like we do in the offline server, and hit go. And now there's no error again. And if I go here, now I can see the storage database, and the structure of it is just perfect. Now we can go back to login and insert a new user. So insert, and then this user I'm going to call player, and the password player, and group ID 99. So we have a GM account again, and then I'm going to hit go. So now in login we have our GM account, and we can log into the server. So what you're going to do now, make sure you have stopped the server before, and I'm going to just hit start. We are in the wrong directory, so let's go to ls and cd rAthena master, and then let's make sure the server is stopped, and it is. And now let's start. So I start the server, and you can see there's no error at all this time. It's very clean and perfect. So our server is running so far perfectly, and already in few seconds already run the server. Now I can go back to our, I need to open this client. So you probably have your client already here. In data folder, I need to search for client info. If you are using an older or Sakurai version, you need to go as client info, but for this version, I'm using client info. And right here, we need to paste the latest IP address. So we go back to our document where we wrote all the information for the server and paste this IP address. This is our new IP address, okay? Now if I run the server, it's already running. If I open my client and try to log in as a player, I should be able to log in. Let's try that right now. So I actually want to stop the sound because it's just better for my YouTube. So I'm gonna mute this, and everything else is good. Let's try to log in as a player and see how that goes. So player. Oh, the sound is still going on for some reason. Oh, so I haven't muted properly. Okay, this time is gonna happen, and as you can see, we can log into the server. All right, now it's perfect, player. And here we go, guys. Now we can log in. I can create my character Speedrun. And as you can see, I can enter into the server properly, and I'm online. So if I go ahead, go 0, I am here with my Prontera edit, so I can go to @go 5. Oops. Just a random map right here, and you can see I am now walking in my server. People will be able to log in perfectly. Everything seems pretty good and very smooth, no lags, because I choose a server close to my region here in Asia. Okay, as you can see, everything is running smooth. If you go back to the console here, you can see that I have a char logged in called Speedrun, and then the subnet checks here, everything is fine. I want to point out another thing. If you're using an older emulator, you can go to config and you might want to add these documents to your import folder, because I have tested on the old emulator with .txt base and I couldn't log in at all. So thanks to a friend, he helped me out with this. Basically, in rAthena, we'll have the same informations, but you can just paste that there and it's gonna work properly. Just in case you're running with an older emulator like me, then here's very easy for you to change your information. You go to your DB, that your DB would be in this case my server, and then you just change here the credentials to log in into your database. Okay, easy. And of course you need to go to login config. That's already good. That's alright too. So enter Athena also okay. You need to add all these there. Battle config is empty. Char Athena, enter Athena, and map Athena. Okay. So these 3 documents that you need to change in case you're using an older version of the emulator and you cannot log in. This will get fixed as well. Like before, funny enough, I had 1 in 1000 error, which I couldn't log in because my MySQL was corrupt, so you can use this. Before I had another error where I cannot run the server. So these 2 lines right here, guys, fixed my issue. Thanks to another friend. He don't want to be credited in this tutorial, but not only I have all the way to configure your VPS here, but I have solutions to a few problems that you might go through. And when you're running in Linux, as my friend said, you might encounter some weird stuff. Luckily enough, in this tutorial, I was able to execute everything smoothly and easy fix. So I believe you all can now set your server online, and everything is right here. If you need to delete folders, you have right here. If you need to change directory, if you need to check folder location or clear messages, you can use this command. And delete folder, you can use this, and the folder name you want to delete it. It's not really nice to just go here, right click and delete. You will see that will cause a lot of problems, but you can also go to your config, for example, and drop stuff here and replace. That's totally fine. Or if you add offline, I like to add it offline, you can edit your NPCs and later just update it here. If you use Git, you probably know how to do all this through Git and command lines. I really hope this tutorial will help you all out there to set your online server. Now I would like to say, you are not subscribed to my channel yet, so you're going to YouTube, where you're looking at my video, and please subscribe to my channel, show me some loves. I have here guys. Hundreds of video on map. You can see me building maps, time lapses, and also editing, you know, sprites, or how to preview sprites, and a lot of fun videos here, how to add your login screen and how to add sky maps, how to build maps here, a whole course on Brow Edit, a few After Effects videos, also how to edit a lot of things for servers, all here, guys. I'm bringing a lot of more contents in the near future. I am to bring a how to build 3D for Ragnarok Online step by step as well, on hopefully next month. So stay tuned, make sure you're subscribe, join my Discord as well. A lot of cool people helping each other there. Thank you so much. This was the video for today. I hope you learned something from it. I wish you the best in this journey. Now, Speedrun, staying here, and peace.